All right, and welcome back to season 2 of our show. Today we got something a little different for you. It's oxtails. So we're going to show you how to get this seasoned up and out onto the smoker. Don't go anywhere. All right, so it's oxtails. What's an oxtail? A cow tail. So this is the tail of a cow. Most people don't cook this. It's very fatty. Takes a long time to cook. If we're going to put this on the smoker, these would take about maybe 7 hours to break down all this fat. Now, a lot of people talk about intermuscular fat, just another word for fat. So don't overcomplicate things. Barbecue should not be overcomplicated. And don't be afraid when you hear things like intermuscular fat, because it's just another word for fat. Anything that's that fatty and comes from parts of the cow that's really fatty, like brisket or the leg of a cow, cow feet, cow tails, for example, it's always going to have a lot of fat in here. So don't be afraid of it, and let's show you how to get this done. Now, we're not going to smoke these down. We're going to use our pressure cooker, and we're going to cheat a little bit to get some of this fat out of here. So we're going to just cut off just a little bit of that fat, because I want that fat to remain on here, because I want it to hold all that meat in. So we're just going to take off these big pieces, and the little pieces that you see like this, we're just going to leave them. So the major pieces like this, just cut the fat right off of here. It will cook down in the pressure cooker, and you're going to have to cut it off later before it goes out onto the cooker. So this is a fast way of doing it. We're going to take a 7-hour cook, and we're going to bring it down to about an hour. All right, let's cut this one. And we're going to get all our smoke and our flavor. They're going to be nice and tender, and you're not going to be out there all day long throwing wood in the smoker. That's not what I'm looking to do. I like to enjoy my friends, my family, and I'm not looking to throw wood into a cooker all day long and wait for something to happen. All right, so here we go. Especially with a piece of meat like this. You know, maybe a big brisket might be worth waiting around for, but I really don't want to wait for oxtails. I just want them nice, quick, easy, fast, and simple. All right, so we got that cut. We're going to cut this one. And just like I say, look where the fat is and just kind of go around and get the fat out of there. Now they're going in the pressure cooker. And we're going to pressure cooker them down for about 45 minutes to really break down that fat, almost like a stew. And all this fat is just going to make its own flavor. We're going to use a 5-spice seasoning, some fresh garlic in here, and just a little bit of salt. And we're going to let the pressure cooker do its magic. And right when they're almost tender, we're going to take them out and finish them off on the cooker. See, that one's got good fat, a little thin fat, and we're going to leave it. So just look around. And that's it. Just cut off pieces of fat like that. You can also save this fat. You want to make a stew or something like that. It's good fat. It'll go in sausages. And I'll probably wind up putting this back in my fridge. I probably will not throw it away because it's nice fat. So I'll probably wind up using this in like a beef sausage or something like that. And speaking of sausage, the weather's getting nice and chilly out. We're going to start our sausage videos probably in a week or two. So stick around for those videos coming up, because we're going to show you a lot of different sausages. All right, so that's it. We're going to get this out of the way and move that over. 5-spice. Now, I mix my own blend. I'm going to leave the ingredients in the description of my own blend. If you want to buy it store-bought, you can buy it store-bought, but I like to grind my own spices. If you watch some of my other videos, I show how to grind my own spices. All right, so there's our 5-spice. We're going to go in with just a little salt, not much. Now we're going Cantonese style today. And we made a hoisin sauce to go on these, which you'll see later on. We're also going to leave a link in the description for a video how to make homemade hoisin sauce. And it's going to be paired up with the beautiful homemade lo mein. And that'll be another video there too. So you guys are going to have a lot of good videos to watch, a lot of fun to watch. And they're going to be quite interesting too. And you'll learn a lot. All right, so let's turn these guys over. Don't ever be scared to attempt to cook anything. If you go low and you go slow, you're not going to mess it up. And I think a lot of people are scared to barbecue because they think you need expensive equipment. I got some pretty expensive equipment. And I can tell you one thing. A $10,000 grill is not going to cook any better than a $400 or $500 grill. It might last longer. I'll give it that. Because, you know, you're using cheap metal. Just rub this around in here. You're using cheap metal. It's not going to hold up to the hands of time. But will it get you through a couple of good cooks before it goes in the trash? Absolutely it will. So get some practice on a cheap cooker. See if you like smoky meats for long periods of time or short periods of time. See if you like it out there. And if it's something you really love, then you can invest the money into a cooker that you really like. Just like starting off with a bicycle or a car or a motorcycle. You might start off with a smaller motor, move up to a bigger motor, more expensive car, bike, truck, and the same thing with a cooker. All right, so those are done. Just start getting them into the pressure cooker. I'm just going to start loading them in. Just like that. Now the pressure cooker is great because those of you guys that have never used a pressure cooker, it basically cuts things down in a third of the time. And it keeps the juices in so you're not boiling everything out in the water. So a lot of people say, I've never used a pressure cooker, I'm scared of it. You know, you can just read the manual and you're all set. All right, so we're gonna just get these in. It keeps the food juicy. And you just need a little bit of liquid in here. And all your flavor is not gonna boil away. So that's the great thing about pressure cookers, and I use them all the time. It saves time, and it's just a great way to cook, and the flavor to a pressure cooker is just unbelievable. So you can parboil ribs in here. If you don't feel like cooking ribs for a few hours, you can put them in a pressure cooker for a half hour, paint them up, throw them on the cooker. All right, so now we got that in there. We're gonna use some fresh garlic. Just throw them right in. And that's it. We're gonna put the lid on. Oh, forgot the water. So let's put our liquid in here. Can't forget the liquid, almost forgot. And there's a line in here where we bring up the liquid to. And you don't need much. It's gonna release its own, and that's it. It's right up to the line. They'll cook down in there, they'll release their liquid, and they'll be nice and tender for you. So we're gonna get the lid on here, get these going, and we'll meet you in 45 minutes to show you what they look like to get out onto the cooker. Stick around, don't go anywhere. Okay, so our pressure cooker is stopped. Now these went about an hour, and we're just gonna pull these out of the pressure cooker and start to get them on a tray. And then I can show you how tender these are from there. Let me just get a few of these up here onto the tray. And then I'm just going to take a fork and show you this is how tender you want them. You want the meat pretty much falling apart like that. And that's how you want them, nice and tender. All right, I'm going to get these loaded onto the tray. And this is a nice hoisin sauce that we have to the right of me here. And what we'll do is we'll get them onto the cooker and we'll paint them up on the cooker. Or we can paint them up now. Either way, that's easier for you. And then just get them onto the cooker. As a matter of fact, just to show you guys, I think I will paint them up now. This way you can see what I'm working with. Let me just get the rest of these guys out of here. Doesn't look like this pressure cooker holds a lot, but it really does. And I want to show you that all of these are intact. Because a lot of people's break up in the liquid, but every single one of these are intact. And you're seeing firsthand that they are intact. Now I left all that nice fat on there, and we'll get them over the fire and we'll char it up. And this way it builds that flavor. Alright, we got a couple more of these to go. And then onto the cooker we go. Just like that. And I think that's about it. We got one more in here. Just gotta feel around, see if there's any more in here. And just get them right out of there. Wow, this cooker does hold a lot. Alright. And that is it. Alright, so now that we got them out of there, hoisin sauce. We got a video showing you how to make this. Let's just paint them up. Now we're going to paint this side up and we're going to turn them down on the cooker. This just gives it a nice glaze and lots of flavor. And this gives it that authentic Asian flavor. I made a tub of this stuff. So I just didn't make this little bit here. And I'll fill this back up. When we turn them over onto the cooker, we'll paint up the other side. So we're going to get this painted up and we're going to meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. Alright, let's get it on. She's cranking. I'm going to slide this tray over here and I'm going to just put these right around the fire. I don't want this sticky stuff to get on anything, so just right around the fire. You don't have to use all that space in your cooker. I'm going to turn my fatty parts towards the fire. Just like that. That's what you're looking for. Just because you have all that space doesn't mean you have to use it. Now these are cooked already, so we're just going to give them about a half hour. That's some nice smoke. And if you can look that in there and see that wood that I said, it's already caught and burned up in there. Make sure your little ones go like this, go against the grate so they don't fall through. Alright, here we go. It goes a little bit to the outside. You want that fat to crisp up. And don't be scared to crisp them up because you're not going to hurt these guys. They can take that heat. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to take the juice, dump it on. And all that nice flavor in there. Just get it all in there. It's going to create some smoke. It's going to smell fantastic. There it is. All right, we're going to close back up, and we're going to see you back here in just a little bit. 15 minutes in. Let's see what we're working with. Look at those. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to give those a quick turn over. And actually at this point they're surrounded by the fire. I'm not even going to turn them. I'm just going to leave them. Because we're cooking nice and easy. Let's see which ones need to be turned from the fire. And they all look pretty good. That one's a little nice and crispy. And that one's a little crispy. That's what you want, that little char right there. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this one just a little bit closer in the fire. And these guys just a little bit closer in. And get them nice and charred up. And the little ones, just leave them outside. Like that. There's a big one, we can get a little closer in there. Because that fat is going to crisp up nicely in there. Alright, we're going to let these go another 15 minutes. About that. Get that over there. And then we're going to pull these. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, the cook is done. We are finished. 30 minutes in. I've been charring them up over the fire because I like that crispy fat. And we're just going to get them off. And you can even paint them up with more hoisin sauce, but what I like to do is let people put on their own. So get that nice fatty part over there, over the fire. While we're pulling these off, you can char up a little bit more. And believe me, they're juicy, they're succulent, and they're certainly not dried out. That nice sticky, fatty flavor in there. That's it. Let's pull that out. That's how you get it done. Short time. Lots of flavor. 7 hours. If you get that, we ain't doing that. Alright. That one looks good. I want that one a little bit more crisp over the fat. Let's get these off. They're looking right. And get that one a little bit more crisp up on the end there. They take 2 seconds. And get them off. Get that little fat part up. And we're off. Alright, that's it. We're going to bring these inside. We'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. Alright, here we are, Season 2's chopping block. Let's see what we got. Look at those oxtails. They're looking right. Alright, let's get in here. So I think we're just going to choose any one. We'll choose this one. And what we'll do is to show you how tender this is. So tender that it just pulls right off of there. I mean, you don't even need the knife for that one. But I'm going to use it just to cut it and just show you the meat in there. Look at that. Beautiful. Let's get a nice little Pitmaster taste there. Excellent. I'm also going to show you these little ones here. Look at that. I'm going to show you what that looks like when you bite it off the bone. Right off, nice and clean. All right. Let's plate this up. Show you what it looks like on a plate. So we're going to take these nice oxtails. I'm going to choose just the biggest one over here. I'm going to put them on here. Now we made some lo mein, and we're going to leave a link in the description to this being made. It's a fresh lo mein, shrimp lo mein, and you guys will enjoy this one. We made the dough from scratch, so we're going to leave 2 links in the description. There's going to be a link of that beautiful hoisin sauce that we put on top of the oxtails. There we go. We're going to get just a little bit more. Beautiful noodles. And these are egg noodles. So they were made with eggs and cut by hand. So there was no machinery involved in making these. So you guys will really enjoy that one. And I think we're gonna put another oxtail on that plate. Put it up like that. Now this is that beautiful hoisin sauce that I told you. We're going to leave that link in the description that you saw earlier. So we're just going to drizzle some of that hoisin sauce on top of there. Just like that. It was cooked into them, but you never go wrong with too much hoisin sauce. Look at that. Right down on there. And then we're going to put a little sesame on top of there. Just drizzle on there. We've got some black sesame for our noodles and our shrimp. And we're just going to top it off with just a bit of scallion. Just like that. And that's what you call eating, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you want. That is a hearty, beautiful meal. Took a little preparation time, but well worth it. Just clean this plate up, and we'll give you guys a nice little look at that plate. There it is. Just got to turn it around so you get a good view of that. And we're going to turn it to this side so you get to see what it looks like over there. Alright, so we're going to get this organized and cleaned up, and we're going to meet you right back here. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, there it is. Oxtails, Cantonese style, with a fresh homemade hoisin sauce. We got some fresh lo mein for you. shrimp lo mein. And we're going to leave a link in the description to everything you see here. So this way you guys get a shot to make it. Thank you for coming. We enjoyed having you. And if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to comment. We'd love to hear from you. Until then, gotta get that Pitmaster taste.